Hey YouTubers, I just had a really quick open question about this, and I thought like maybe I'd just share it with you guys, and maybe like my thoughts on this. Maybe you could tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below. So, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail for this, and I just want y'all to go down to this comment section and tell me what you think. I mean, honestly, I'm really interested to know whether you agree with me or not. But anyway, basically, I'm thinking like, what is it that makes Psychopaths such an interesting character to watch, to watch and to listen to and to be expressed or told in some way, shape, or form in a story, be it a TV show, a book, a movie, any type of thing that you're really want to think about, honestly, and whatever way they do it. Personally, like, it's not something that we've really seen be the focus outside of literature. In literature, you've had people like Hannibal Lecter be kind of prominent throughout a very long time. Books have those type of, mystery books where they have an entire book dedicated to one person's mind, or the mind of a serial killer or something. But it wasn't really until Dexter that we saw it be expressed in anything other than like a book, or maybe a solo movie, or maybe even just like a ridiculous, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween type of franchise, where they're more like monsters than they are like regular people. Personally, I feel like, the Saw franchise is one of those that actually feels like, it's a little out there, it's a little crazy one way or the other, but it's at least more plausible than most other horror franchises for the most part. I mean, it doesn't necessarily go like any supernatural route, at least not now. I really hope they don't, but that's, I guess, another video for another day. I just always kind of find these characters fascinating, and I definitely think that one of the reasons for that is I feel like they're so different from me. And maybe, like, if you're listening to this, obviously, if you agree with me or you disagree, I hope you'd find some reason to agree with me. But, most people have a sense of moral, a sense of conscience, a sense of, obligation to their fellow man or something, where they get into a situation and you in and of yourself cannot just go and kill someone. It's not that you couldn't possibly do it. I'm sure most people could do it if they had to. But I feel like what makes these characters interesting and so fascinating to watch is the fact that they can, and they live with themselves. They even thrive under these conditions when they're doing things that ordinarily would destroy a normal person like me or you or something, and it's just completely out of left field, or just out of the question for any one of us to actually go about and actually do. Just, we couldn't go kill someone willy-nilly and just be able to live with ourselves, or that choice or something. It would eat away at us. But these characters are interesting because they make that choice, and we see them do it to a degree where then they either get a thrill or a rush out of it, or they get some kind of power out of it or something, or it's just for some specific goal, but it doesn't break them emotionally. And I feel like it's really interesting to explore that kind of consciousness, that kind of a personality, because if one thing stories are supposed to be is an exploration into the worlds that we don't necessarily get to live in our real lives. We get to express certain emotions, or get to see emotions be played out in certain ways that we wouldn't necessarily experience them in general. And one of the great things that's really great about that is that we have the ability to sit down and watch these stories be told. The epic stories, television, books, movies, video games even, and get to see how these people react, what their thought process is, and how they think. The Hannibal books are very good for that stuff, and so are the Dexter books, where you just get a lot of inner thought processes and how these people are thinking, and how just kind of this like a first person and kind of a third person narrator type of situation. And then you also have movies like the Saw franchise, where you have John Kramer giving a lot of philosophical concepts about like what's going on, why he's doing what he's doing, and for what reasons. And then you also have things like House of Cards and any other thing that you want to mention. These are just some of the big ones that I can think about, and also that I very much really enjoy. And you have Frank Underwood's character going about and doing all this stuff in order to get more power, and he doesn't necessarily have regard for one person or another besides maybe Claire. And I just think that that's such an interesting concept. I mean, I honestly think, and they're my favorite, these shows where you deal with a psychopath as the main focus of the story. And like I'm just saying, I feel like one of the reasons I love that, and one of the reasons I will continue going back to these type of stories is probably my favorites, is because it's just so different. These people are so different from me, and it's always good to explore different personalities, different thought processes, and just how interesting it could be, and usually is. So I mean, like, does that make any sense? I know it's just kind of a rambly video, but does that make sense to you guys at all? Tell me what your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Do you like psychopaths in your shows, television shows, movies, video games, books, or who's your favorite and for what reasons? Am I on the money? Am I completely off? Am I not thinking about one thing or another? Let me know about that in the comment section below. But anyway, guys, I'm going to check y'all in the next video. Bye.